people, you're watching Varun Katti's Indian Brain Test, and today I'm with some different concept. So you may guess, where am I? If you're guessing it is a beach, you're wrong. Right now I'm in Talakadu, a historical place and lot many mythological beliefs, and this is Kirthinatha temple, Talakadu. A place has got lot much of history, that it was being cursed by a queen, and that's the reason this entire temple was being buried under huge sandstorm. So I'm gonna tell you my views on this, what actually happened, not hurting anybody's viewpoints, but for me this is science, and here we go.
The mythological stories made me travel to this place because I could not digest the myth that a curse could submerge the entire land of 250,000 square meters under a sand dune. Was that really true? That made me travel to this place and discover what's the exact reason. This map will help you in the entire video. The route map will help you with the directions to the temple and its location. Before I begin, I would like to tell you that I have divided this video into 3 parts. For the first one as the historical part, second as the curse and the myth beliefs, third the ecological disaster and the scientific fact. Sri Vaidyanatheshwara temple, built in 1000 AD by the Chola kings. The Cholas ruled from 848 AD to 1279 AD. The Cholas are basically from Tamil dynasty. The Cholas are the longest ruling dynasty in the history. Going further, you can see a door facing towards south. It is also known as the door to heaven. The Cholas continued the temple building tradition of Pallava dynasty and contributed significantly to the Dravidian style of temple design. The temple is also having Lord Ganesha with Riddhi Siddhi as his wife on his lap. Moving further, you can see 5 pitas of Shivalingas representing Panchalingeshwara in its unique way. Going further, you can see Parvati Devi temple. The first king of Cholas was Vijayalanka Chola, first in 848 AD. The last ruling king was Rajendra Chola III, who was defeated by Pandya kings in 1279 AD. You can also see a 5-headed snake of monolithical stone chain representing the Cholas architecture. It is also known as Nagachola Janti. These are beautiful carvings on the pillars. You can also see 2 Dwarapalakas at the entrance of the temple. The contribution of art and architecture is symbolically represented by Cholas with their unique way and the unique logo of 5-headed snake with a chain. Getting out of the temple on the left hand side, you can see the second temple, Sri Veerabhadrashwara temple. Climbing those steps, you will find your way to the third temple. The sand you see everywhere is believed to be a curse given by the queen Alamelamma. It is predicted that the curse is said to have been uttered by Alamelamma in about 1610 AD, when the Mysore warriors took over Srirangapatna from Vijayanagara rulers. Srirangapatna was ruled by Rangaraya. After the takeover, the Mysore kings received a complaint that Alamelamma, wife of dethroned Rangaraya, was not given the jewels that belonged to the famous temple. The temple which was renovated by Rangaraya. The warrior king sent his soldiers to receive the jewels, which belonged to the state. She disagreed to give away the jewels. She was claimed to have escaped to Talakadu, about 40 kilometers from Srirangapatna. When she was being trapped by the soldiers, she is claimed to have uttered 3 curses and then jumped into the whirlpool in the river Cauvery, near a village called Malangi, a small village across the river. The curse given by Alamelamma is as follows: let the Talakadu become land of sand. Let the river of Malangi turn into whirlpool. Let there be no series to the Mysore kings. This is interesting. How is that possible to be a impressive conscious on the exact word she was supposed to have uttered while spelling out the curse? Isn't this interesting? Okay, let's go. We'll narrate the fact and the scientific reasons in the further part of the video. Now we are getting down towards Pataleshwara. This temple was built by the Ganga kings and is among the oldest temples constructed by them in Talakadu. There is Shivalinga inside this temple. Moving further, you got Maraleshwara. This temple is known for its huge Shivalingam present inside. This temple was also built by Ganga kings. There are many other different idols present in the Mantapam. Moving further, you got Sri Chaudeshwari temple. There is no accurate date being specified when this temple was being built. It is also believed that this temple was built by the Ganga kings. Moving further, on the left hand side we get Kalyani, a holy water pond built by Hoysala kings in 1117 AD. Moving further, on the right hand side, you will find Sri Kirti Narayana temple. Narayana temples is dedicated to Lord Vishnu. The temple has 9-foot long statue of Lord Vishnu. Apart from Kirti Narayana statue, there are idols of many old gods inside the temple. It was first built by Hoysala rulers, but later it was excavated in 1911. While removing the sand particles, they spotted the old walls being built before they tried to excavate it. They could also spot the pipeline and the drainage system. You may feel shocked, but yes, this was built during the temple construction back in 11,000 AD. The temple back in history was filled with sand around it, and they had also tried to remove this desandification. Moving further, we are going towards River Kaveri, the main mythological reason behind which made people believe in Alamelamma's curse. There is a deep scientific reason behind these myths. The myth of this curse has survived all these 400 years because of the 3 reasons. The first point, in fact, there is a whirlpool in Malangi and Alamelamma is supposed to have jumped into it. The second point, more significantly, the town of Talakadu, especially where the old town existed, is usually covered with 10 to 20 meters of sand. Some of the temples built during Hoysala period of 12th century AD are almost 20 meters below the present sand level, clearly demonstrating that the sand has swept the city in these 400 years. Some of the temples are even now buried under the moving sand, and they need to be frequently uncovered for public worship. Realizing the movement of the sand from the river, sandbanks were created throughout, and one such sandbank of eucalyptus trees was supposed to have been erected by Sir M. Visvesvaraya. Recently, the movement of sand further north has halted, and hence the frequency of desandification required to uncover the temple has been reducing. Nevertheless, it is true that Talakadu, once a flourishing city of Cholas, has been abandoned completely, barring the grand temples built during the peak period of its activity. Coming to the point third, the royal family of Mysore has indeed been repeatedly facing problems of having a rightful heir to the throne even since 16th century, and the family has been acknowledged this difficulty even publicly. Have a close look at the family tree of the Mysore royal family. This suggests that indeed there are problems with the continuation of heriting of the family. I found that most of the kings during the early days of this genealogy had more than dozens of queens or wives. Despite this, there have been several generations where, owing to the lack of rightful heir born to the ruling king, the family has adopted a prince from outside. However, a close examination suggests that only 10 out of 19 generations have had problems of a lineage, and even among these, there are a number of reasons to believe that the curse has hardly had any effect to the royal family. This video completely tells on my views, but not to hurt anyone's mythological beliefs or not to damage anybody's trust and belief. This documentation I have done based on the history and the real facts. I myself have examined after a long-term study. This makes it clear neither the king nor Talakadu had any effect. It's all an ecological disaster that made the sand get into the city. Thank you for watching. Please do share it to your friends and subscribe my channel. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Inqilab Zindabad, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.